day to you. I'm Vyacheslav Fox. Glory to Ukraine. This is the Survival Instructions channel. This video is going to be very important. It's for ordinary people. Let's call this episode Life Before and After. Let's start with the before first. They started warning us back in the fall of 2021. In the news, US intelligence and intelligence from other countries said that preparations were underway for an invasion of our country. In January 2022, every other news story was about an invasion of Ukraine, but our government tried to reassure us and said it was fake and that everything would be fine. From February 17th to the 23rd, documents were being intensively destroyed and removed from the embassies of the Russian Federation. Here is a video recording where you can see this.
They are evacuating and burning documents. Russia has announced the withdrawal of its diplomatic missions from Ukraine. This refers to the embassy in Kyiv and the consulates in Kharkiv, Lviv and Odessa. The agencies are already actively preparing for evacuation and covering all their tracks. In Odessa, residents of high-rises around the aggressor country's consulate filmed how several fires were lit in the agency's courtyard and whole stacks of papers were burned. This morning, smoke on the territory of the Russian consulate was also noticed by Lviv residents, and they even called firefighters there, but they weren't even allowed onto the grounds. In Kyiv, smoke near the Russian embassy has been noticed more than once. About a week ago, it was smoking there in broad daylight. The day before, smoke was billowing in the evening. Now there is no longer a Russian flag on the building and there is reinforced security near the fence. Police and National Guardsmen are on duty there. Security forces do not answer questions about what this is related to.
And on February 24th, the invasion of Ukraine began. We all saw it, but we didn't want to believe that there would be a war. Although, in fact, it started back in 2014. To understand when an invasion of your country is being prepared, there are certain factors. First, propaganda from the other side makes you an enemy. This means they want to turn their population against you. This is a psychological trick that we'll look at when we make a video about psychological preparation. Second, exercises and troop buildups begin near your borders. Third, systematic violations of your state's borders begin so that you stop reacting to the violations. Fourth, and this is important, absurd and unreasonable demands may be made of your country at the diplomatic level. For example, it might be claimed that your lands are in fact someone else's so-called historical homeland, or that your military troops must be withdrawn from the borders immediately. There could be demands that some part of your land, no matter how significant, must be given up or ceded. Additionally, it may be asserted that certain lands within your country wish to come under the control of the enemy, and furthermore that you are oppressing the people who live there. These types of demands, which are often made without any real justification, can put your nation in a very difficult position. Fifth, when you see that the government and the elites, that is, the wealthy, are evacuating their families and loved ones and local authorities are moving to other regions, they might also evacuate valuables from museums or remove or destroy documents from government institutions. Every person has a moment when life is divided into before and after. For me, that moment came on February 24th at 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up to a call on my mobile phone. Around 5 in the morning, I was told that the war had started. Honestly, I couldn't believe it and looked out at the street where 99% of people were still asleep. Seeing an explosion at the end of the street. I realized that the worst had happened. The war had begun. As an experienced armchair survivalist, I made the biggest mistake. I decided to sort through my emergency backpack and naturally didn't pack it back that same day. I wanted to buy a few more things. I thought I was ready, but I took the backpack apart and didn't put it back together. So rule number 1, always do everything in advance. Took apart your backpack to check and replace expired items? Pick it all back that same day. Want to learn how to provide first aid? Look for courses right now and sign up for them. Don't put anything off. Never put anything off. This rule works well in everyday life too. Well, let's continue. I saw the explosions and realized the war had started. I became very scared for my family and loved ones. My grandmother and aunt were at their summer house. Later on, they ended up under occupation. After calling the friends I could reach, the connection just kept dropping. Apparently the network was overloaded. I realized some don't believe it, some stay home, and some are rushing to the store. Rule number 2, you need to have multiple sources of information, and the more the better. After learning from the news which side the offensive started from, I decided to get my family out. The decision to flee or stay is very important here. A mistake could cost you and your loved ones your lives. My wife was panicking. The kids didn't understand what was happening. They wanted to go back home. Pulling into my garage, I did well here. I had a supply of fuel, water, and food. By the way, I kept the fuel supply for no more than a year. After fueling the car from a canister, I'd always go to the gas station, refill those canisters right away, and bring them back. Interestingly, after the stores opened on February 24th, the canisters vanished from the shelves 20 minutes after the store opened. I divided everything equally between 2 cars and we set off. Passing gas stations and stores, I saw very long lines and some were closed. Prices went up instantly and product deliveries stopped. They started rationing gas to 1 tank per car. Later, it would be 20 liters per car, and even later, only military vehicles would be refueled. At the moment we were leaving Kyiv, martial law was declared.
Dear citizens of Ukraine, this morning President Putin announced a special military operation in Donbas. Russia has carried out strikes on our military infrastructure and on our border guards, border detachments. Explosions were heard in many cities across Ukraine. We are introducing martial law throughout the territory of our state.
I realized that time was quickly running out before I would have to face the checkpoints, the strict movement restrictions, the thorough vehicle inspections, and the imposition of a curfew. That's why the first 24 hours are very important. Rule number 3, have several plans for everything. I had 3 plans for getting out of the city. Only one worked, and even then, only 50%. I was afraid of sabotage on the roads. I was afraid of sabotage groups, so I decided to take the back roads. And that was the right decision. The journey was long and difficult. We'll make a video later about what can happen on the road. Towards evening we reached the border. There I said goodbye to my family, taking a moment to look at them, and then I went ahead and slowly drove off to join the army. And in conclusion, signals that many people ignore. There are signs that the situation is worsening. First, enemy propaganda. You're being made the enemy. Second, troops at the borders, drills, preparation. Third, border violations, testing the reaction. Fourth, absurd demands, pressure, and seeking phantom reasons for an attack. Fifth, evacuation of the elites. They know more. 3 main rules. First, we do everything in advance. Not later, not tomorrow, but now. Rule 2, you need to have information from several sources. The more of them, the better. Rule 3, have several plans. I had 3, only one worked. So this is how my life is divided into before and after. There's only one question, are you ready? It's very important for me to share my experience. Maybe this will save someone's life. War is terrifying.